politics in the United States of America. The left has gotten really left, and the right has gotten really right. Everyone's towing the line, and we're getting nowhere. Fast. This is the Rational American. The Rational American. Common sense has gone out the window, and our passion is to open eyes in hopes that people will take a rational look at what America is actually becoming. Put your feelings aside and let's get real. This is the Rational American, and this is your host, Steve Oatley.
Well, welcome back to the shit show. How you guys doing? We're live on social media, not live on Citizen Stringer because Pete Santilli is currently on. And I'll be honest, I don't want to do a show at 9 o'clock tonight. I said I was going to, and then I realized I'm a fucking old man. And I get tired. And I'm already tired. But I figure, whatever, we'll talk about some stuff real quick. And just go, I didn't even know. The Dow closed. The Dow closed down 630 points. Damn, bro. 630 points. That's a 5-day. Still gained over 5 days. 1 month, however, it's down 7.8%. 7.8%. Crazy shit. Crazy stuff, guys. Crazy stuff. Now, today we've been watching this trial. Yesterday we were watching this trial. Sorry, my voice is all scratchy now. I apologize for that. But it's been a couple of crazy days. Right? We've been watching this trial, the homicide trial of Daryl Brooks, who's charged with, I think, 70 charges, including 6 counts of like first-degree murder. I think it's, or vehicular homicide. I don't know what his actual charges are, but I believe he faces the potential for life in prison. And based on his antics so far in court, it appears that he is hoping that is his determination too. It's kind of weird. But it's been crazy. It's been one of the most entertaining trials I've watched so far, to be completely honest. You know, it's because the sheer insanity of our justice system is kind of it's on full display here. The fact that this man who is accused of killing so many people is allowed to represent himself and is allowed to question his victims, it to me is beyond, including juvenile victims, is so beyond the scope of where I think our justice system should be. And I get the due process argument. I understand that's due process. Everyone's afforded due process. I get that. And truly, I really, really do. But it's just crazy. Someone said, not old, Steve, but you are overworked. Fucking right, I am. Fucking super overworked. Actually, I feel much better. You know, I've taken a disconnect from the news. You know, like I see something, so I see the headlines now, but I'm not digging deep because I don't care to talk about them. So it actually is. There's a little bit of levity in my life, you know, over the past couple of days, and I like it. You know. The trial is the reason I'm watching it is not to point out, well, the racial disparities and how this guy wanted to kill white people and then did kill white people and mainstream media is not talking about it or you know what I mean? Because who cares about any of that shit? I really just want to see an accidental discharge in that courtroom. I really want to see Daryl Brooks like get mouthy to the wrong person in the courtroom. Literally, if that happens, it's going to be amazing. You know, apparently he had to be restrained by the deputies and the judge must have known it was going to happen because she went off the record and kicked everyone out of the courtroom and turned off all the cameras. And then it cuts back and Daryl Brooks is handcuffed in the other courtroom sobbing. And I'm like, yeah, I hope he spends the rest of his life like that, curled up in a ball in the side of a room crying, saying, no, Baba, no. Like, yeah, seriously. And I don't wish that, you know, in all reality, I wish he would spend the rest of his life 6 feet under, you know, if I'm going to be completely honest. That's what I truly wish. But Wisconsin is not a death penalty state. the federal government, the federal government could step in based on his social media profile, social media comments before. They could easily tie this to a racial animus, right? Against white people. They could easily do that based on his social media posts, but they won't. Why? Because he's a black dude. If he was a white dude and he plowed through a bunch of black people, that the civil rights people, Ben Crump, would be stomping on doors trying to get a paycheck. Everybody would be outraged. He'd be charged federally. We know that. But the fact is he's not a white dude and his victims were not black. They were white. So the way the media handles it and the way the coverage of these things is completely different. You know what I mean? And which is incredibly sad. Here's the thing, though. At least it's getting publicity. I'll be honest. The way mainstream media covers shit right now, if he ran in and killed a bunch of black people and he was a black person, we wouldn't even know about this damn thing. It wouldn't be on. You think Law and Crime would be even airing this trial? No. We wouldn't hear about it at all. He would be sentenced to death. He would have taken a plea bargain already. They would have, and because that's the truth. Mainstream media doesn't care about minorities. They don't. And I know a lot of people are like, what the hell, Steve? Look at our mass shootings every week. Mainstream media doesn't cover them. They really don't. They don't cover those every week. And if they did care about minorities, they would start covering them. Minorities and black people, Spanish people, Latin people, whatever you call it. They're being killed every single day across America. And mainstream media doesn't talk about it unless the shooter happens to be white and has some racial, thing. And then they do talk about it. But, yesterday, mass shootings in Washington, D.C., shooters on the loose. You're not going to hear about that anywhere else. Or when was that? I think it was yesterday. But you're not going to hear about all that stuff. Everyone on Citizen Stringer, make sure, guys, because I have that chat up. So make sure if you're watching on social media that you're relaying the actual truth over on Citizen Stringer. And say the reason I'm doing a show on social media right now and it's not on Citizen Stringer is because Pete Santilli has this contract hour. So he's doing his show now. I don't want to stay up till 9 o'clock and do a show at 9. So I'm doing it now and it'll replay at 9 o'clock there. Make sure you're being forthright and honest with the people in the chat because I see your comments. And I would appreciate it if you do that. Because when you don't say that, then people are like, how come he's not here? And then, you're just feeding into the fury of some of the craziness that happens on Citizen Stringer in our own little chat room. But yeah, it's the whole thing is this trial is something else, dude. It really, really is. It's you sit there and you watch it, and I'll be honest, there was a couple of times today, instead of watching it, I turned it off, or I turned off the volume and started paying attention to something else because I didn't want to see it anymore. I didn't want to listen to it. I didn't want to see it. I couldn't do it. I didn't want to. So, and it was weird because with that police video, here's the question I have for you guys. That police video where they were doing the slow motion drone footage, there were no bodies, right? The bodies had already been cleaned up because I was driving at that point and I couldn't tell if there were bodies in that video. Hopefully there weren't. But yeah, hopefully there weren't. Looks like the Pete Santilli show may have frozen too. Is it frozen? I'll give it a few minutes. If he doesn't kick back, I'll kick the shit on Citizen Stringer. But again, there were no bodies in that video. Good. And I think too, because we had the Core TV feed, which is the raw feed that goes out to the television. They're not going to show the bodies. And that's why they cut some of the times up. That's why they cut some of the times or some of the videos so you couldn't see stuff. Like originally Core TV cut away from when the detective was speaking about when Brooks ran his vehicle down the roadway. Court TV cut away from that. I saw a couple of you in the chat like, why isn't it showing it? That's not me not showing it. That's Court TV, which is good. I hope we always get the media feeds like that because then I don't need to censor it because I would love to be able to to be able to watch the whole thing. But someone said you didn't see any of the videos, so your knowledge is limited. Yeah, and I don't recommend watching it because it's incredibly graphic. There's no way. Here's the thing, right? Say it was an accident. I'm gonna give guys on Citizen Stringer I'm going to give you till 6:20. If he doesn't kick on his re-kick on his feed by 6:20, because I could see his radio feed is down too. If it doesn't kick on by 6:20, I'll throw my show up on there because he missed it. But I forgot what I was saying now. What the fuck was I saying? I don't remember. It's crazy. What I was gonna say, like, because someone said they didn't see the video, so your knowledge is limited. Here's the crazy thing. Any innocent person that panics and runs through a crowd of people would stop. They wouldn't just continue driving straight through crowds of people, hitting dozens more. They wouldn't do it, especially at a reasonably slow speed. He could have hit a couple of people and been like, shit, and stopped, but he didn't. And then when you carry on with his background and then his actions after the fact and hiding, and all of that information is shit we know, because I think it's already been introduced in court. So it's not like us finding it out for the first. Oh yeah, opening statements. We heard that from the state. During the opening statements from the state, they talked about, the civilians' houses. All right, Pete's starting again. So sorry guys. But and I knew it was going to, because he normally catches it and fixes it when it fucks up like that. It's really crazy. Yeah. And then at 1:00 today, he asked, so the way they're doing this and the way they've been doing all the pretrial shit, all the shit before the trial started, all the motions hearings and jury selection and all that stuff, voir dire, right? That's what it's called when they select their jury. Or is that when they question the jury? I think it is. And one of the things that's interesting is they set up another courtroom. And so the whole time they have this courtroom going, they actually have another courtroom that has cameras and monitors in it. So when Daryl Brooks acts a fool, he gets kicked out of the courtroom. He has to go into another courtroom. Yesterday, during all the preliminary shit, he was in that courtroom. And so he wasn't in the actual room with the jury. And then today, he's been in the room. He did have to be removed at least one time that I saw into that side courthouse room, whatever, which is pretty exciting, or not exciting. See, I'm also thinking, because I remember that text message. Yeah, I got a response. I got a meeting next week. I'm pretty excited about it. So I'm pretty excited. I'm trying to be like mellow, but at the same time, I'm pretty excited. And if it all does work, you guys will all understand, and I'll explain it. But I did get a meeting, and my wife's going to be happy. So I'm pretty good. Larry Elliott's out of the hospital. Congratulations, buddy. Congratulations. So one of the things that was interesting is someone made a point earlier, because they were talking about there's no way this guy could get off from this, right? There's no way that a jury is going to find him not guilty because, well, you have the video, right? You have the evidence. You have all of this video and the innocent civilians that were killed. And then you are left to think about the truck driver that was high on meth that crossed the center yellow lines and ran over 12 Marines, members of the Jarheads, a prior military group. 11 of the 12 were veterans, ran them over and killed them. And you would think with this guy's history and the fact that he had suspended licenses and he was high, he tested positive for methamphetamines, uppers and downers. He tested positive for a bunch of shit. Had his licenses, his commercial driver's privileges removed or revoked in Connecticut for a failed DWI test while in a commercial motor vehicle. So you would think like that guy, there would be nothing. He would plead guilty. He would be guilty, right? Well, less than a month ago, he was actually acquitted by a jury on all charges. He was clearly the one behind the wheel. He was high on meth, and a New Hampshire jury acquitted him on all charges. Luckily for us, he was an illegal immigrant, or he was a legal immigrant into this country, and they are going to deport him. So he's if he hasn't been deported now, he is going to be. But I mean, sometimes it's hard to explain what juries did. I didn't understand that one because that case was so fucking cut and dry. The guy was high on drugs. He swerved across the line and ran over and killed a bunch of motorcyclists in a fiery accident. But they let him. A jury of his peers found him not guilty. Which I don't understand. And it makes a lot of people Like I saw one person saying, like, listen, you wouldn't think Daryl Brooks could get away with this, but then when you look at that case, it's eerily similar. That case is eerily similar. He wasn't. I mean, Daryl Brooks had a license, from what I understand. This dude was driving with what should have been a suspended license, and he had a valid license because he got the DWI in California. And before they filled out the paperwork to suspend his license, he moved to Massachusetts, got a commercial driver's license from Massachusetts, got hired on by a company that didn't do good research. And the state of Massachusetts never updated their records to show that he should have lost their license. And, you know, there's a big thing about that. And the woman that was in charge of the Massachusetts Department of Transportation, you would think that she would lose her job and not work anything in transportation anymore, right? Because she was in charge of the DMV. And it was a huge scandal because he wasn't the only one that had driving privileges revoked in a different state and then went to Massachusetts and got a license. In fact, when the federal government stepped in and did an investigation because of that motorcycle accident, they found that at least 5,000 other people should never have been issued licenses in the state of Massachusetts because their privileges were suspended elsewhere for various reasons. The woman that was in charge of the Department of Transportation and the DMV, that woman left the office in 2020 because she became, and no joke, this is real. Everybody can look it up. She became the director or the assistant director or standing director or whatever for the federal Department of the Highway, like the federal, what is it, Highway Commission or Division, whatever, under the U.S., under Pete Buttigieg. She is she's appointed by the president. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane, you know. But again, like anything with this government, the only people that can actually get jobs there are people that are inept at doing their job, in their previous jobs. It's really funny. I'm gonna sneeze. You know how I can always like tell. You know, you get that tickle like up in your nostril. I'm gonna tickle. Where I said I'm gonna tickle. I'm not gonna tickle shit. I have no idea what I'm talking about there. But yeah. Someone said the meth killer had a better lawyer, but then again, I don't think he had a better lawyer. I think he had a public defender as well. What they were able to do is they were able to throw out, and I don't know how. I didn't look into it enough, but they were able to throw out his previous record, and that's the thing they do a lot. Like Daryl Brooks, we're not going to hear about his previous record in this thing. Maybe they will bring up his previous record because they don't bring up victims' previous records. It's weird. I can't for the life understand. $25,000 super chat. Yeah, right. $25 super chat from Larry Elliott. Thank you. And if you guys do want to support the show, use those links up there because I get it right away. It's super helpful. When you do the YouTube super chat, which I thank you for, but YouTube does take 35 or 40% of it. So, you know, just keep that in mind. If you do any of those links up there, I get it, all of it. So it's nice. And we're able to keep operating and doing all that stuff. So, but thank you, Larry, for that. And thank you, everyone else. I think we got an $80 one earlier and a bunch of cash apps. So I appreciate all of that. But yeah, it's kind of the way everything works in life is weird, right? So when you watch this trial, you look at other examples or you try to find other examples where someone gets away with something or doesn't get away with something. For me, this is so cut and dry, this case, you know, the Daryl Brooks trial. It's so cut and dry. And if you haven't watched it, I really encourage you to watch the video or to watch the trial. Like when it resumes on Monday, you can go on YouTube and watch yesterday's coverage and today's. And I have been doing a little bit of singing, like you know what I mean? Like real singing, like I little blues and jazzy, right? You know?
Fuck Daryl Brooks! Yeah!
With the funny voices and shit, you know?
Wait, let me turn that off. But yeah, so you've been missing some of those. I think we just got a cash app. Hold on. Or I got a text message. No, I didn't get shit. What was that? My phone vibrated like I got it. I got some, but I didn't. Yeah, I don't know what that was. That was weird. Maybe I did. Yeah, no, I didn't. But I do have a meeting on Tuesday. So I'm pretty excited about that. That could be a life-changing thing. So pretty excited about it. Someone said, you notice he shaved his head so he could try on wigs they want him to wear. Yeah, I don't know, you know, but and I don't know what you're talking about with the wigs. But it's mildly entertaining. Okay, I'll be honest and say that when you think about the victim side of it, the victim side of this trial that's taking place, it's fucking horrible. And knowing what we heard in some of the they were televised, some of the other pre-trial motions and shit, we've learned that there are going to be children that are going to be testifying, at least one or two. And the fact that he gets to even cross-examine those kids is fucking horrible. It is absolutely horrible. The fact that he gets to cross-examine anybody himself is just crazy. But again, he has a right to represent himself. He was, and that's why you saw the judge. The judge is entirely too nice. You know, my personal thing is that she knows this. This is, she even said it's a nationally wide televised trial. She even said that earlier on. My thing is, I think she's setting up for like Judge Judy. Like she wants to be Judge Judy's replacement. Is Judge Judy still alive? I have no idea. Because she's fucking nice. You know what I mean? She really is a nice lady because she is always like, he's very good. She's complimenting this guy that murdered 6 people and injured dozens others. She's always complimenting him. But at the same time, then by the end of the day, she's like, all right, she's kind of like, oh, wait, where's the voice? Where is it? Oh, is that it?
She's like, fuck you, Daryl. Like, fuck you, Mr. Brooks.
All the time, and every time he's objection.
Overruled.
Objection. I object, Your Honor.
What do you object for?
Hearsay.
Overruled, Mr. Brooks. I've already given you the instructions.
That doesn't sound like her at all.
But I like talking with this thing on. One of these days, tomorrow.
Or something, I'm going to play video games.
And I'm going to just talk
like this the whole fucking time.
He's at B. He's at B.
Yeah, and they say they don't consent to that name. He's trying the whole sovereign citizen shit, which is really annoying because just like she even said in one of the things, it just doesn't work. You know what I mean? So stop trying to do it. It just doesn't work. But yeah, it's the whole fucking life right now is just crazy. Someone said, I think she's trying her best not to get a retrial. Yeah. Someone said, is Steve high? No, I don't do drugs. Sometimes I want to. Judge Judy is still in her 70s. Yes, still on TV. No shit. That is crazy. Big Mikey and some of the people from Citizen Stringers, they're on the chats here on social media because they miss me. I know a lot of people would just rather I'm on Citizen Stringer, but I'm someone that follows the agreements that I set. You know what I mean? There's no contract, but when I give my word, it's a contract. So if I say this is the time your show's on, that's your time slot. And that's why I'm not going to interrupt his show. I even do it usually at 8:00 at night, and I cut off his last hour of his show, and I don't want to do it all the time. Lisa said, yes, we are. We follow you. They follow me all over, bro. You following? Someone said Steve's show tonight is interesting. He got the call waiting on. Now, I didn't get the call. I got the confirmation of the call, which is what I've been waiting on all fucking week. And you probably won't find out anything Tuesday, but I may be taking a trip. I'll find that out on Tuesday. Hopefully I don't get fucking sick because my kid is sick as shit. So I've been sleeping on the couch and I went home and he's still sick. And now I get to sleep on the couch again for a third night in a row, which is okay. Tonight I'll just watch On Patrol Live or whatever. And what I'll do, because I don't like commercials, so I'll watch last week's On Patrol Live, the one I didn't watch, and I'll fast through all the commercials. Salty Ma'am 20 said, you love the early morning reports I was doing. Yeah, I'm not doing those anymore. I'm actually kind of taking a break from the news for a little bit because it broke me. Like there's no easy way to say it. Like I started hating doing this shit every day. And I'll be honest, the past 2 days have been fun. You know why? Because I get to be myself. And now when I like the Las Vegas stabbing spree that went on, you know what I know about that stabbing spree? This is what I know. The dude that did it was a Spanish cat, but he was a U.S. citizen from what I'm able to find, or he was here legally. And that's it. I don't know anything else about it. I know he killed 2 people, stabbed 4 others or 6 others. but I haven't read into it like I normally do with a news article. I see something and then I read into it more. Like I know now that the family that was killed in California, they have a tie to the trucking industry because they owned a trucking company. And this guy that stabbed them, the Santiago guy, he apparently had he worked for them, and there was a financial dispute, and he killed them all. And his brother apparently helped destroy evidence. His brother was arrested. But I don't. It's hard because now you're like, holy shit, Steve is still following the news. Of course I am, but I'm not. Like, what is the right word? I'm not obsessing over the news. Do you know what I mean? So like when we write a story about something, what we do is we essentially obsess over it, because we have to find multiple verifications of every single thing that we want to put into a story. So even one story that's only 4 or 5 paragraphs takes us, well over an hour to research and put together. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're doing it a lot, or you're doing a lot of show prep that's primarily for a news style show, you just have to read all that stuff. And now I don't want to. Now I like to relax, man. And that's what I'm going to do more. Like there's going to be nights that I come on here and I just play video games, and I'll preface it, and say video games, because I know a lot of you guys don't give a fuck about video games. There may be nights that I do call-in shows, or I may do movie reviews, or one night that I may go on Twitch only, and we'll try it again with the Amazon Prime, where we all just watch a movie together on Amazon or on Twitch. There's just different things. I'm not going to focus on the news as much. Obviously, with the podcast and shit, we'll still talk about them, but it'll be more conversational instead of news broadcasty. I just can't do it. Someone said, did I hear anything about missiles colliding with each other over Yukon, Canada? No, I didn't. Bill Malujan just said on Twitter that the Las Vegas stabbing suspect is Guatemalan national here illegally. Yeah, I don't know. And maybe he was. I looked into it, and one of the ways we do that to find out if someone is here illegally or not is we look up to see if there's ever been any deportations before. So when I looked up him, there was a bankruptcy by someone of the same name. Not sure if it's the same guy, because they don't include they do include social security numbers, but they don't include birth dates. So I found a bankruptcy that was by a guy that was the same, but it was it's like Yanni something is the guy's name that did the stabbings in Las Vegas. So of course I went into Pacer, I logged in real quick and I looked it up, and I didn't see anything to verify that he was, here illegally. Fox News, I guess, according to Sweet Tat on YouTube, Bill Malujan with Fox News just posted on Twitter, again, according to a viewer, that the stabbing suspect is a Guatemalan national here illegally, which it wouldn't surprise me. Do you know what I mean? Brett Baer just confirmed. Oh, so they must have just confirmed the person was illegal. So that in like I said earlier reporting, I didn't see anything that said he was. But again, I'm not a cop. So it's not like I could just look it up and see. We have to use what are publicly available. What is crazy? Jim said stabbings and vehicle homicides were common in South America. People can't afford guns and hard to get. Africa's like that too. Wasn't bolstering active service with an open border. We will see more. Yeah, probably. Do I have the run button? I don't, but I will get it. That's a good idea to get it back. But someone else said, now that it's known that the guy was an illegal immigrant, the story is going to fade off from mainstream media and they're going to stop covering it. And I don't disagree with you. How many of you guys, unless you watch this show, how many of you know that an illegal immigrant he was actually deported 7 times previously, committed a mass shooting where he shot a guy in the chest, shot someone else in the back, shot 2 other people in limbs. How many of you know that? That was in Las Vegas as well. To be honest, that was like 2 weeks ago. That person had been deported 7 times. You didn't hear about that on mainstream media. We talked about it because we do our mass shooting report, which we're not doing anymore, just so you know. Do you know what I mean? But and that was kind of my frustration with everything is we did all this kick-ass reporting. Hell, like listen, let me explain the best thing about what we do. Right. So we do all this kick-ass reporting. We break news before, or we used to break news before everybody else. Right. So the John Sullivan story. John Sullivan was the one that captured the murder footage of Ashley Babbitt. on January 6th with the riot at the Capitol. He's the one that did it. He's the guy that used to participate in BLM protests in East Bumfuck, Utah, and he would march up and down the street. He's the one that stood outside of the Capitol in November, I think, of 2020, chanting that they needed to drag Trump out of the office and burn it down. Like, and the video's millions and millions of views, right? But we started writing about him in September of 2020. So before January 6th, obviously. Long before that, months before that, I interviewed his dad, his brother, ex-girlfriends, everybody, ex-employers, people he went to high school with. He was an Olympic speed skater. He worked for some of the biggest NVOCC or biggest freight forwarding companies out there. And in my reporting, sure, all of you guys read it, and then it didn't go anywhere. You know what I mean? Because we had this wall essentially, and we still have it with social media. We have a wall basically. So we report a story, and for some reason, people won't report it once we do. It doesn't matter if it's true. And then, of course, the guy gets arrested and charged with 4 federal felonies for January 6th. And then people start stealing our reporting and running with it as their own. Like they figured it out. Olympic speed skater, freight broker, all this stuff, all the same shit that we reported on months earlier. So while we report on, and that was part of the discouraging part of doing this, but I didn't do it for recognition. I did it because, well, we needed to break stories. It's like the Nexus story. Nexus Services, the company that's been doing paid BLM protesters, a viewer actually said, Steve, you got to look into these protests that are taking place in Augusta County, Virginia, because all of the BLM protesters all have mics on and they're being followed around by camera crews. I'm like, that's fucking weird. Right? So I watched a video and then I'm like, that's really weird. So I grabbed my camera and the live view and everything. And I went down to Augusta County and I live streamed the protest with them. Right. And so they started targeting me. This is 2 weeks after we moved to Virginia. Somehow within a day or two, my new address, we haven't even switched our licenses or anything like that. My new address is posted out online. And it's posted and people are putting it right in the chat somehow. I have no idea. The only thing I could assume is that they followed me from the protest right back to my house and then posted my address online. But we reported on them a ton, right? Project Veritas contacted us and, to ask about, questions. And then once they found out I was media, because they're like, they didn't know, apparently. They just thought I was some independent dude out there. And then once they found out that we were a media organization, they're like, oh, we can't report on this. We only report on things that haven't been reported on by the media. And I'm like, what about all the people that are hurting? And, why aren't you reporting on that? And it didn't matter. And the reason I'm talking about it is because we keep reporting it, we keep reporting it, we keep reporting it, we keep reporting it. And then mainstream media ends up tearing off with the story. Or we get, like I said, with the Nexus company, we wrote about them for a long time and they threatened to sue, and I challenged them. I said, come at me, bro. Because the one thing when we do research is we save it all. And you can't, it's not going anywhere. We index everything. That's how I have all the old riot footage and all that. Everything is indexed, right? So they were like, oh, we're going to sue you for slander and defamation. And then Richard Moore, one of the CEO or one of the executives for that company, one of the gay dudes, that they're 2 dudes that are married and they both run this scam ass company called Nexus Services, which runs legal scams all the time. And that dude was already, they all have crimes of moral turpitude, bad checks, shit like that, and serve jail time. But the thing that was really interesting to me is he was arrested, or he was charged by a grand jury with 12 counts of employment tax fraud, right? I think it was over $1.5 million or up to $1.5 million, something like that. Charged while on conditions of release for a pending charge for perjury. He picked up 12 felony charges for tax fraud in December of last year, the day after I get served with 2 lawsuits from these guys. And everybody knows the reason why they sued me is because they were trying to get me to not report on the fact that the grand jury had voted on. Of course, we didn't do that. We fucking wrote about it. We'll never bow down. And then we filed motion for sanctions and all that stuff. We raised a bunch of money to hire a go-getter attorney. And we went out and we sanctioned the attorney. We filed for sanctions for the attorney, filed for sanctions against them for wasting the court's time. The problem is the judicial system and our court system in the United States is so geared to allow these frivolous lawsuits. Like right now, the ball is in their court. Now I could do stuff, and I will. The second they get arrested, I'm going after them, because then they can't do all the same shit they're doing, and no one's going to touch them. When they're actually in jail, here's what I think, and I said it to someone today: they're going to flee. If they haven't fled the country already, they will flee the country, because now what they're doing. So long story short, they sued me for $5.5 million, saying I defamed them and all this shit, which is funny because we have all the receipts, but whatever. And then what's even more interesting is we wrote other articles about them, right? The fact that they were surveilling police departments, the fact that they received over $1 million in PPP funds, which doesn't make any sense because they're all felons. How did they get PP funding in April of 2020 when they hadn't changed the rules yet? So convicted felons couldn't apply for PP funding. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. We reported on all of that. You know, EDIL grants that they received. We reported on all that stuff. And then I got news this Wednesday that the FBI, or not the FBI, the Virginia State Police and Augusta County Sheriff's Office served a ton of warrants on all and arrested Mike Donovan, Richard Moore, the two that are Richard Moore is the husband, so they're one and the same. They arrested both of them. They arrested Donovan's like older brother, uncle, or some other dude. They arrested some Spanish cat, some young kid that's in the house, 18-year-old that was there, and Tim Shipe, and they were apparently two people were trying to like destroy evidence and all that stuff, but they arrested all of them, which was great. It was like a moment of vindication, right? And then it just kept getting better, because then I look into it more, and then I find, in addition to them getting arrested, I was really I was like, oh, I wonder what the search warrants say. So I got a copy of the search warrants, and bro, these dudes are sick. They are fucking sick, because one of the search warrants was specifically looking for video footage of a ongoing sexual assault. And where a kid and his mom, or, someone that was a kid at one point, he was 19, at the end of it, but he liked one of the Donovan's like adopted kids. What the fuck is his name? Something, Sam Orlando, right? How many of you guys watch those videos with me? And there was that little punk ass fucking loudmouth kid that had his little hair up in a ponytail, act like a big tough kid. Right? I believe that's that Sam Orlando kid. He's also adopted by the Donovans, and who knows what else. But apparently he's a little, he's gay as well. And he was in a relationship with some other little gay kid. And then Donovans were in there as well, being gay and doing weird gay shit and talking this kid into doing weird gay shit. And then so that the police, when they served all the warrants on Monday or on Wednesday, they seized 27 sex toys and a sex doll. Oh, God, can you imagine having to be the officer that has to pick up that you walk into a house of gay people, and not that I don't have anything about gay people, do you? These people are just scummy, nasty, disgusting human beings. These ones that I'm talking about in Verona. Walking in and being like, you have to grab every single sex toy and inventory it as evidence. That's fucking disgusting. That is so disgusting. I feel so bad for that officer. Do you know what I mean? Sex dolls and all that. It's oh God. Can you imagine the smells? So I read this charging document, right? Which is why it was the premise of them getting the warrant. And we have it. And I'm sure April is going to write something on it based on it, because it's all public record. Oh my God, is it graphic and disgusting? It's so disgusting, dude. And the allegations that are levied against him, like, dude, even in the Trump Hotel in New York, bro, they like go into it from flying these kids around, and just like I said that there were allegations of this, and everyone's like, you're gonna get sued, you're gonna get sued. Guess what, fuckers? I was right. I'm always right. We don't report shit unless I'm right. And now I'm right again. And the problem with us is the problem with everything is fucking Biden is killing the economy. The stock market's down 630 points today. Nobody has any money. So while we need, revenue in order to survive, to make it all worth it. It's not like we're getting rich. No, I'm just talking about to pay the bills. Nobody has any money because Biden is fucking destroying this country. And I like for a little bit, I was literally thinking, I'm like, Biden is literally destroying this country so I don't break any more big news stories. Like, yeah, I got that full of myself for a little bit. I'm like, he literally is going to raise, he's going to keep releasing from the oil reserves so that my viewers don't have any money. So I'm not going to be able to break any news stories because I'm going to start freaking out about money. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. And I quit the news business and said, fuck this. I'm not doing the news. And I didn't quit it. I'm just taking a long break from it. From doing it like I was before. The days of doing the big investigative journalist stories and shit, I can't do them. One, I need to make money, and secondly, it's going to kill me. Like I'm getting too invested. Someone said, will your case be dropped now? No. So what happens, the way these circuit courts work, because they sued me, I can file a motion to have it. We already did it. Like a motion, I forgot what it's called. There's some word for it, right? Motion to limine or something. I don't know what the fuck it is. And we already filed one, and then they countered that, and then we filed the motion for sanctions. We had the sanctions trial, and then they put that on hold until everything else went. And so now the ball is essentially in their court, and they don't have to do anything. And any time that I would file anything to have it dismissed, all they have to do is answer and then not do anything, and the ball's in their court. So the lawsuits just stay open. And my attorney is kind of like, well, there's no point doing anything now because there's no repercussions for you by just sitting there and waiting for it to be, thrown out. You could do a motion to have it thrown out, but they're just going to file something to keep it going. You know what I mean? And there's nothing. So what I'm going to do, I'm not even going to say, I do have a plan. And it's going to, like the day they get arrested, I'll have them served in jail. And you know that. So, and they watch this show too. So you guys will know the day you're all in custody will be the day that you get served. The day that you get sentenced, I'll be in the courtroom with you. And I'll be in the courtroom when John Sullivan gets sentenced as well. That's a promise I made when I interviewed him on this show. But I will also be in the courtroom when those fuckers get sentenced. And maybe I'll even serve them. Can I serve them myself in the state of Virginia? How fucking sick would that be? You guys get sentenced to like 10 years. And I'm like, oh, by the way, I see you in court, fuckers. And just throw it at them. Or maybe I could get the bailiffs to serve them while they're right there. I don't know. But yeah. It's crazy. Things are crazy. Someone said, I'm new here. Who are the Donovans? I'm not even getting into it. Go look up Nexus on Citizen Stringer. Search Nexus. Because just to put it in perspective so you could see, if you go to right here, look, citizenstringer.com. I'll show you because this shit's crazy. There's the Dow. Down a shit ton of points. Go here. You can tell I was looking at screen printers because that's what showed up here. Search Nexus. And you'll see all the articles April and I have written on them right here. Here's the article she wrote yesterday. Here's the older one, indicted. This is the one we wrote in December. Here's the other one, where we wrote about them. Here's this one. American taxpayers bailed out a company paying for BLM protests, spying on police departments. See, this is one of the ones that they're suing me for here for this article. Company behind anti-police protests has a contract to run background checks for prospective Virginia state license holders, including police. They tried to say, well, the company that they own and that the director of risk management, who's named Eric Schneider, they're trying to say that Eric Schneider, who's the director of risk management for Nexus Services, and this business is listed as at the same headquarters of Nexus Services. They're trying to say that the companies are not connected, which is so fucking stupid because we have a paper trail. They went online and tried to change all the addresses and shit the day before they filed the lawsuit, as if it doesn't inventory. It saves all the addresses. So we can actually tell that they changed the addresses the day before they filed. That in itself should be a charge, right? You should be able to be arrested. But then I've learned that Eric Schneider also got arrested for trespassing, or had a warrant, I believe, for trespassing on someone's property. He claimed he was trying to serve because he's a process server and a licensed investigator, something like that. But yeah, see, company spent nearly $30,000 to surveil a local police station. All these articles, except that one. But lights, camera, BLM protest, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Those are all Nexus Services. They're all all articles that are available right now on citizenstringer.com that we wrote about this company that is just taking advantage of virtually everyone they meet. And now April is likely going to publish. I don't tell her what to do now, but April, I sent her the search warrants, the copies of the search warrants. And she was like, holy shit, like this is crazy. Like some of the allegations. There was a search warrant that was signed in April of 2021 where apparently they hacked into Dog the Bounty Hunters, or one of the guys that was arrested on Wednesday, the guy that's got all the tax fraud charges. What they apparently, allegedly, according to the complaint, hacked into Dog the Bounty Hunter's QuickBooks account and changed all of the banking information. Like these dudes are like career fucking criminals, and somehow they stay out of jail. Like I can't understand it, but they do. They stay out of jail. It's weird. But yeah, it's we just live in a weird time. We got the new screen press coming. It should be delivered on Tuesday. It'll take me a couple of days probably to set it up and then to learn how to screen press and to do it the right way, like the ink and the plastisol and all that stuff. And then the boxes. So for everyone that's waiting on Pure Truth coffee orders, I'm going to do my best to get all the coffee orders out this weekend. The boxes will all go out by the 17th or 18th. And that's the September and October boxes. Don't order coffee from puretruthcoffee.com, please. Order from the new website, which they'll put in the chat now, gratiscoffee.com or gratiscafe.com. And the reason is because we're rebranding everything so we can open up the free coffee shops. I will have a political clothing line that'll be out later, but I'm not focused on that right now. I'm more focused on trying to get caught up on all these orders once and for all. So that's what I'm doing this weekend. All of the ice packs or these frozen like bags that I got to be able to ship the cookies to the people that ordered the cookies. There's not many of you, only 5, I think, or 6. Those people, those cookies will go out on Monday. I thought I could do it today. I didn't have time because I was showing the trial, and I can't ship them on the weekend because they are perishable. So those will be going out. Someone said, can we talk about Brandon Biden warning the world of nuclear Armageddon? No, we can't, because fuck Joe Biden. He doesn't say anything that's cognitive, and I don't want to talk about that shit. Do I think there's going to be nuclear Armageddon? No, I think he's a moron, and the White House walked that back. They already walked that back. You know what I mean? I think all these people are fucking nuts. I think our current administration is nuts. I do declare, I think everybody is nuts. And a lot of people are talking about it. Like Joe Biden warns of nuclear Armageddon. He said it in a Democrat fundraiser saying something like we've never been as close to a nuclear Armageddon as we are now. Some shit like that. You know what I mean? And yeah, and then they ordered $230 million of like nuclear medicine, like shit like that. These are just awful people. You know what I mean? They're awful people. And I sincerely hope they don't get us into a nuclear conflict with Russia. I really don't want one. I really don't. Like, yeah, sometimes you think it would be cool to be like one of the last man on earth and you have to go kick in doors to find your dinner or something like, everybody's imagined that, right? Like maybe you haven't, maybe that's just me, but I really don't want some stupid conflict. I don't want people that I love and care about to have to go fight overseas, again, for some bullshit conflict that we shouldn't even be fucking involved in. We shouldn't be involved with what's happening between Russia and Ukraine. We shouldn't. Okay. We really shouldn't. We are sending billions and billions of dollars over to Ukraine so they can secure their borders. Well, we literally have illegal immigrants who cross illegally into the United States and are killing American citizens here on our own country. It doesn't make sense. Like no matter what, yes, sure. Is it a humanitarian crisis over there? Yes. Are civilians dying? Yes. And it's tragic and it shouldn't happen, but they die here every single day. And we blindly look beyond it. We don't look at it, so it's not, we blindly look at it. We don't look at it at all. And it's sad. Someone said, let me know if you have some cookies left, Steve. I will buy some for my nieces and nephews. Can't eat them, but yeah, I mean, we had some, Dee bought me a thing of the chocolate chip cookies and I actually baked them. I didn't burn them. They were too fucking hard for me to eat. I'll be honest. My kids and my wife ate them because I don't like super hard cookies. These cookies were hard as fuck. And they weren't burnt. They weren't anything. So I've never had these kind before. So I don't know what it is, but they're the frozen cookie dough kinds, but I'll send them out to all you guys. So don't you have no worry about that. They'll go out on Monday. There's not many of you guys, and a lot of, whenever I do that, people are like, what the fuck, Steve? I didn't get your cookie message. I'm like, it was out for everybody. I just got a message from someone that lives in Chicago, and it said Chicago police are searching for a man who kidnapped and sexually assaulted a little girl on Chicago's South Side Thursday afternoon. Saying, like, this dude, and I'm not going to say anything to identify him, this dude was out on a date 2 weeks ago, and someone in downtown Chicago, he's out on a date, right? Someone walks up to his car and tries to carjack him, and he carries a gun on him. He's licensed to carry everywhere because of what he does. And so he pulled the gun on the guy. He didn't shoot him. He could have fucking emptied his clip right into him. He would have had full grounds to do it. He didn't do it. You know, called the police, did everything that they're doing. And then the girl, you know, some leftist moron was like, I really don't like guns. We can't go on dates together. The dude calls me like, yo, you know what happened today? I'm like, what? He's like, I went on a date. And I'm like, oh, good for you. He's like, yeah, I got carjacked. Or they tried to carjack me and I had to hold them at gunpoint, blah, blah, blah. And they ran away and the girl fucking flipped out on me. And I'm like, you're insane. Like, this is fucking crazy. You know, this is crazy. Like, my wife, if someone tried to carjack it, she's like, she's going to be like,
I am telling your mother.
like, she's got that teacher shit in her. Like, people are nuts, man. Matt said, so video games then. Yeah, there's going to be video games tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to do it. Because the problem is I have to, like, move shit on my desk. Because when I play the video games, I like to have the keyboard at an angle. And I have to do that, but this is the main monitor. You can't see this setup. So I have the Mac, which is right in front of me. The Mac Pro, I don't know, a big-ass fucking desktop. That's in front of me. That's this camera. It's the best fucking camera I have, to be honest. So that runs all the streaming shit. And then I have the Alienware computer, which runs a big curved monitor on this side. And then my display monitor, which is this monitor you see here. That's my display monitor, right? So that's my main monitor. The problem with that is that monitor is at a weird spot. And I got my soundboard here. So I can't, you know what I mean? I'm not going to play video games like this because this is in the way. So I'll figure it out. But tomorrow I think there's going to be some Counter-Strike going on because I like Counter-Strike. And if you don't like it, fuck you. I don't care. Yeah, the cookies were a fundraiser. Yeah, the cookies were a fundraiser for my kids. So is Monday a holiday? So it'll be Tuesday. But because all of the ice pack things they're not ice packs. They're like these chemical things from Uline. They stay longer and they stay cooler longer and they get colder than dry ice. So that's why I got them. And then I've got big insulated boxes that are in the front office here that I'm just waiting because I don't have a big freezer here. So they're all in the freezer at my house and my wife is pissed. She's like, get the fucking cookies out of here because I got so many boxes of cookies, but whatever. They're all frozen, so it's good. I don't know if we have any Facebook mods, but we got a spam. Oh, I just got the direct quote. It says, I'm sure you're I'm sure you are an incredibly responsible gun owner, but after rethinking that part of the night, I think we're on pretty different pages. And then he was like, no problem, bitch. No, I'm just kidding. His message was super courteous. And then he also texted me and said her name is Karen, by the way. And it doesn't surprise me. Someone said, I believe Trump speaks tomorrow. Does he? Maybe I'll play a speech while playing video games. Maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow. I think I've done that before because I can make a new overlay, something like this, where I have like Trump playing in the background. I minimize, or maybe I'll make that the game. Trump will be in the corner playing. I'll figure it out. Actually, it's a little bit harder on this computer. But I could do it. I could figure it out. As you can see, I had YouTube open. But I always check for the lives. And I was not watching this. I don't know who that is. But you could see. My kids also use my YouTube account, as you could see. That's why there's a lot of like video game ones and shit like that, which is really annoying. Someone said, I believe there are 2 rallies. Oh, yeah, no. Are there 2 rallies? I don't even care. Someone said, I sent several people to watch you and read news at Citizen Stringer. It's like I was telling my wife. Granted, I don't have, I'm low for views right now on social media, 415. But I've noticed something, right? So my engagement's back up. My engagement's higher. People are having more fun in the chat. I'm making money again doing live streams. I think people like it when I'm just relaxing. Do you know what I mean? I think people like it when I'm just relaxing. I swear I just heard the front door open. But, yeah, I forgot. I'll just keep I swear I heard the front door open. I think I forgot to lock it. Hold on. The door was unlocked, but there's nobody over there, so whatever. I thought it, but I don't know. Whatever. Gotta do what you gotta do. It would be a mistake for someone to try to come in here. I'm armed, so. But I just like relaxing. I like just having fun. You know what I mean? And doing kind of more of what I want. And so that's what I'm doing. You know, for a while, I may go back to the news side, or depending on Tuesday's phone call, you know, if everything works out, you know, there may be, I don't know what the timing of it is, but if all that shit works out, then I got a lot to think about. Actually, I don't have shit to think about. I already know what my decision is, you know, but someone said, how about the state of emergency in DC? The state of emergency in DC is only because, is because of what? The immigration crisis. See, again, I don't fucking care about any of that shit. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about the migrants coming, you know, in New York because, you know, they said we never asked for this. Eric Adams did a speech. We never asked for this. We're unprepared. Look at the southern border and the small towns in fucking Texas that have to deal with it. I don't give a fuck about New York complaining about it. You know, it's just hypocritical. Who cares? Who cares? Someone said you change around so much you should start a laundromat. Nope, I don't really change. I refocus. But now I suppose I'm changing back, right? So I'm just kind of relaxing. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be doing the, you know, if I don't feel like doing a show, I'm not gonna do it. You know, for every day. And here's the truth, because we went like, I don't know what it was. I went a long time, and I wasn't having fun with it. You know what I mean? And so I'm just going to relax, man, and just be fun. And just, you know, we're going to cover this trial, which will last probably all next week. So I'll just cover the trial during the day, and we'll have fun. We'll laugh. We'll tear up because of, you know, everything. And, you know, from laughter, you know, obviously, because when
I talk in this voice and I add a little bit of, oh yeah, you can't help it. And once I figure out
the auto tune as well, fucking gravy train. It's gonna be amazing. So yeah, I'm just gonna relax. And like I said, tomorrow I'm gonna play video games. Half of you guys, or maybe 3/4 of you, are gonna be like, "What the fuck, Steve? Don't do that." But I'll tell you what. Any of you guys play PC games, right? If you do, download Counter-Strike. Practice all day tomorrow, so that way I'll play with all of you. We'll put, you know, settle up in Discord and fucking we'll play a live stream. I'll even go into a Discord chat and just do a voice chat and, you know, talk about politics while killing terrorists. You know, I don't know. It's just shit that I like to do and relax. But I'll be in here all day tomorrow during the day, because I'm going to try to get every coffee order out. And like I said, some of you guys already got coffee that you didn't order. It's because I was out. I'm putting these little cards in it and saying you should get great coffee, but we were out of your chosen brand. You put your order number or whatever. And so you may get those codes or those in there, because you're going to get a bag of coffee shipped out this weekend. So there's a lot of people that ordered Awake Not Woke. I still haven't got it. So I'm going to just send you coffee, and you're just going to thank me. No, you're just going to, I'll give you a free bag of coffee with that coupon to our new site, and I'll set up everything. So that's what I'm saying. Dixie said, can you play? Anyone can play. We can all queue together. Someone said Battlefield 2042. Now, is the Battlefield game on Steam? Because I used to play a game called Battlefield. I think it was called Battlefield or Battleground, and I sucked at it really bad. And I'm not really good at Counter-Strike anymore either. You know, my kid's better than I am now. I used to be good. I was a Gold Nova, but not anymore. But it's because I don't play, so I'm going to play more. Dixie said it is. It's on Steam. If it's on Steam, then I'll do it. Someone said, are you doing K-Cups? Yeah, until I run out of these packages. I'm not doing K-Cups with the new website. So if you still go to, well, I don't want you ordering from Pure Truth Coffee. So I can do K-Cups, but I prefer not to. We have all the K-Cup orders that are currently pending. Those will all go out this weekend as well. I'll finish packaging all of those. I've already packaged most of them. And then we'll get those out. Because like I said, the most expensive machine that I bought to do the K-Cups, it didn't work. So I had to send it back. And now I'm actually doing each K-Cup individually by hand. Yeah. Which is why I'm like tired all the time. It was, to be honest, the K-Cups, everyone wanted the K-Cups like crazy. They bugged me about it. I brought it and we barely sold 10 boxes of the K-Cups and I spent so much money. And that was like the catalyst to everything. I'm like, fuck it. Why am I working this hard? You know what I mean? And it's a shitty attitude to have, but nonetheless, it's mine and I have to own it. So I kind of, just said, fuck it. I'm just going to do me from now on. You know what I mean? The cafe gratis. It's so weird. I say it so different. I have a hard time saying that because gratis means free. So it's free cafe. We're going to be opening those and it's gratiscoffee.com or gratiscafe.com. I'm going to also buy gratiscoffee.com just so you know, or gratis.coffee, whatever. The reason is because I keep fucking up and saying the wrong thing. So I'll just get that and forward it. But yeah, man, it's been interesting. It's been an interesting week. So someone said I played Battlefield 4 only, but life took me elsewhere. I remember the old game, You Sunk My Battleship. Yeah, that's different. Can I buy coffee with Venmo? I think you can. Can't you? I think you can. Go to check out in our store. Does it allow you to do it with Venmo? Gratiscafe.com. I know it said something about it. Here, let me see. So you go to the main page. Here, I'll show you because this page is cool. And if you want to find out how we're able to do the free coffee thing, go check it out. Gratis Coffee. Go up here to shop online. And then choose your Flying High, which is our high caffeinated blend. And then, so all the shop pay and all that shit is there, which you're not going to be able to finance this. This price, $17.99, includes shipping, by the way. We changed it. So you can add it to cart. Let's see, checkout. No, I guess you can't. I know it did something about Venmo, but maybe it's a different checkout. I don't know. But you can do credit cards and all that stuff. I'm not putting all my information in there. But you can go here, and if you order coffee from gratiscafe.com, gratis, Gratis, cafe.com. If you order coffee from here, we are shipping all of these orders on the 20th. And then we are only shipping coffee orders on Thursdays because we're doing so much other stuff. And if you want to find out about the free coffee shop, go here, read the first page, check out the frequently asked questions. We got a bunch of shit in there. And it's pretty cool. And it's essentially our business plan. But you'll like it. Matt said, dude, I stream 3 hours a day. Don't make much money, but it's a blast. Follow your passion home. When you stop validating your passion with money, life gets better. Yeah, but see, I still have bills that I have to pay. So I still need to do it. You know what I mean? But you guys rallied for me this week, and I really appreciate it. Someone said, can I show you the page again? Yeah, it's gratiscafe.com. Someone type it in the chat. www.gratiscafe.com. And because all reality, the reason why we're doing the pre-sale is because I want to build out, we have to for the health department, because at first I was just going to do little coffees. No, it's going to be a full-on fucking cafe. I may even, if I can get a deal with the fountain drinks, we may even offer free fountain drinks for everybody because it works. Like everything works. Free soda, free coffee, free cappuccinos, free water, everything. You know what I mean? It works with our business plan. So it's pretty awesome the way we're doing it. So hopefully a lot of people buy, coffee and get it going. Or if you want to become an investor or part owner in it, contact me. Roch McEnroe said, hello from the Republic of Ireland. I probably butchered your name. I was in Ireland in 2019, and I don't remember where it was. I think it was in Southern Ireland. Let me see. Ireland, IPL World. See where it was. World, IPL World Championship Powerlifting 2019. Is it going to say where it was? I don't remember where it was. It was a good time though. I still have the shirt. I don't fit in it. Oh, Limerick, Ireland. That's where it was. Limerick, Ireland. Oh, this fucking computer sucks, dude. It doesn't suck. It just doesn't want to work anymore. Like you want to see, like these were some strong mofos, bros. Like watch, control fine. And all you naysayers, you want to see some shit, right? Where was the IPL? Oh, why doesn't it say it here? North American Championships. I did that. Drug tested Florida. Wasn't it October? You know, the last powerlifting competition I did was in October 2020. Damn, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Here are my my records. Well, I don't know if these are my records, but like, why doesn't it say like where I placed? They switched this because it used to say where you placed and all that, but you could see as it kept getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And it doesn't show Ireland. But then when you go back here and then you look, see, this is Ireland. This is me doing a 628 pound. And I only lifted once because then the guy that went after me in my weight class. Yeah, I don't know why it's showing up that way. The guy that went after me, and it doesn't allow you to arrange by that. Like, look, here's a 700 pound deadlift, another 700 pound deadlift. There's some big ones. There was one guy that in my weight class, I think he opened at like 750, and I'm like, I'm not catching him. So I just lifted once. I got like, here's a 683. These are just the deadlifters. So this was just me. These are the people that just went to deadlift. So, and I finished second in the worlds in my class, but you could see here 628, 782. The guy that got the guy that was in my weight class was some Canadian dude. 639, 617. What else? Oh, you can't even see what I'm highlighting. All right here. So of all these people here, did pretty good. Again, but it goes by your totals. That's how it's doing it because I can't. Oh, wait. Yeah, I can. No, see, by division. Like, watch. So now let's see. What is this? Control fine. See, I finished second. Men's 308 open deadlift only. This kid, Sean Hayes. Yeah, see, this is what we both did. I opened at 628. I went first. This kid, Sean Hayes, opened at 705. I was like, I'm not getting to 700, so I only lifted once. He's like, I don't need to lift anymore. He's a strong dude, though. But that was his last powerlifting comp, too. He hasn't done any more either. His squats, look at his fucking squats. 677 pounds. Unfreaking believable. His bench though is like his high bench is 4. And then his deadlift is 761 but he didn't get it. So his heaviest deadlift is 727 on record, which trumps me horribly. Bench 413. I got that now. Squat, probably not. But he's the one that won in Ireland. I think he's from Canada. And I was the one. I got number 2 right there. You can see it. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Someone said law enforcement officer. About what? Steve posted a deadlift video back in the day and female viewers increased by 10%. Yeah. I actually recorded my workout today. I meant to I was going to just take it because it was, I turned off the camera after 16 minutes. I got tired of doing it. But I'm just going to make a little video tomorrow of it like in 30 seconds so you could just see how quickly I do it because it's funny. But yeah, it was nice. My wife and I we had fun. Someone said, I don't know. I know you don't like football. I like football. I just don't care about it. What do you think about the activist in the Rams game suing the players for hitting him? Did he really? No shit. He's not denying it. Denying what? 1 free coffee per customer per visit. Yeah, I mean, we're going to try to limit it to one item. We don't want someone walking in and getting 15 free coffees because they're not going to scan 15 codes on the side of the coffee thing. So, but that's it. You know what? Fuck it, dude. I'm going home. I'm going to just get fat and eat cookies laying on my couch for the night. No joke. I think I'm actually going to go and do that. Like I said, because I don't know. What else is there to talk about? Nothing really. Maybe tomorrow what I'll do is I'll just do reactions to random videos. Like if you have a music video or something you want me to do a reaction to after I play video games for a little bit, let's do that. Or something. I'll be live tomorrow. But I've been live all fucking day since 9:30 this morning. And I just realized I want fucking cookies. And I got to stop and buy milk anyway. And then I'm like, shit, I don't have any cookies. So I got to buy cookies as well. And yeah, I just feel like being lazy tonight and relaxing. So I could do I don't like doing the call-in shows through the software. I may be able to do it through my tablet I bet I can do it through my tablet and control it through my tablet. If I'll run through it tomorrow. And if I can do that where I could have the tablet open and take the call that way, so I don't need to do it through the computer, because it's hard switching in and out of a game, if that makes sense. You probably don't know if you don't play video games, but it is hard to switch in and out of a game. And it's probably not that hard. I'm just being lazy, but whatever. But I'm going to be playing around tomorrow. I'll be in here shipping coffee orders and shit. And then I'll be playing around on video games tomorrow night. So, and then we'll be back to the trial on Monday. Alrighty. I'm going to go to bed and just be lazy for the day. So I appreciate all you guys for watching, and I will see all of you at some point tomorrow. This video will replay at 9:00 on Citizen Stringer. How long's it been? I can't even tell. It's not letting me. It's not showing me. It's been over an hour. So I'll see you. Use Discord to call it. See, I could do that too. Billy Mack said, I'm ordering coffee tonight. Cool. Make sure you do it from the new one. Gratiscafe.com. gratiscafe.com. Brian said, I'll send you a DM about investments. Yeah, hey, and that's fine. When I mentioned it the other day, we had a lot of people, like, we're not doing less than a 10 grand investment. There's no point. Okay. So, and to be honest, I don't even know if I want to do investments, but it just keep in mind, because I'm going to tell you that's it. A minimum would be 10 grand. And yeah, everything's got to be above board. It's going to go through lawyers and all that shit. So it's not like, you know what I mean? No, you can't cash at me 10 grand. Well, you could after you sign all the paperwork if that's the way you wanted to do it. But everything's got to, because a lot of people messaged me last time and they're like, yeah, dude, I got $500. Eventually so my goal right now is to take in a certain amount of money for a certain amount of equity. And then after 6 months, we'll do a CF raise where you can make those little contributions, because that's what a CF raise is. It's through the SEC. So that's a plan. But all right, guys, I will see you tomorrow at some point. I'm not even going to tell you. I don't know what time I'll be live. It could be in the afternoon. It could be at night. I have no idea. It all depends on the wife and shit that's going on at the house and here and gym and all that stuff. But anyway, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.